Hello everyone from Patio Frutal. This is Sergio coming at you once again, and today we're gonna do a tour of my fruit trees in my yard. It's not a fruit forest, but it's becoming one. So we're gonna show you what has happened this year 2023. Today's May 30th, and we're gonna show you here. By the way, this is the front part of the house, and this is what I have here. So maybe I should start way at the front, way out there, and maybe I should do that. So I just planted 17 pawpaw trees. Actually, they are seedling. These are runners, not seedling. They are runners from my mango pawpaw and my NC1s. So as you see here, this one is about 5.5 feet tall, and although the size don't matter that much, what matters are they are still alive. And I just put them in the ground, let's say maybe a month ago, and they're doing quite well. So you can look at the soil, and the soil here is not native soil. This is the soil that I got from my root salad that I'm building, which is a clay soil, which is good to do retention, to hold water around the base of the tree. So when I water, we'll hold on and we'll sink into the area. So I'm not going to show you everyone, but if you see, there's one more right here, and then the little one right there, and so on and so forth. So we got 8 on one side, and we got 9 on the other side. So there you go, guys. That's 17 new pawpaw trees. That's gonna be my frontal. As you're gonna see a car going by. Let's see. Here it comes. So you see. So that's gonna give me a privacy hedge, sort of, from the road. Although we're in a rural area, but still, we want more privacy. As you see in the front, I got a lot of pine trees in the front that should give me some privacy here. So, moving along, we got 5 hazelnut. 5 hazelnut, and there are 2 varieties. One is a filbert, and they've been on the ground for 1 year. One is a filbert, and I can't remember the other name. It has a tag, but it has to raise away. I have made other tags that are gonna go on it, and I'll put them on so I won't forget, because I'm very forgetful. This one here is a Lee Jujube, and the one behind there, that one there, well, that one is a almond. This one here is another almond, and they are both different names. Almond, because you need well, not that you need, but I like to do varieties to get different cross pollination. This one here, this is a 10 feet tall jujube tree, and jujubes are very delicious. So there you go. So this is in my front, and then we're going to the side of the house. House been there. So this is the side of the house. I have another 5 more hazelnut, but those 5 is 4 varieties, and as you remember, we got hit with a frost late, and that's why you see burns on the leaves. And this one is, let's see, it's a heart nut. This is a Japanese hazelnut, and like the name said, it looks like a heart when you crack the nut in 2 pieces. This one here is a Tita. This is okay. This one are here 2 years. It's its 2nd year on the ground, and who knows, we might get some hazelnuts. But well, it's this beautiful growth. I don't see any flowers. I don't know what the flowers will look like, but they kind of look like a bundle. Hey, look at this. I just found a caterpillar, which is going to be sacrificed by my feet. But anyhow, so there you go. So Heartnut Tita. This one here is, we're gonna look at the name. This one is called Webster. I see the tag is down there. That's how I get the name. Otherwise I would forget. And this one here is Polly O Hazelnut. And then again, another Heartnut. So 5 plants, 4 varieties. Now, moving on. This one is my giant peach, giant white peach. It has this year, because of yeah, this is giant, early white giant, and this is a standard peach. This one will grow a lot, but you see, it has a few fruits up there. Let's see if you can see it. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it has a few fruits, not as many as last year. This one has some. This other one right next to it. And the good thing is about having different variety is that this one will be a month earlier. The giant white peach is going to be a month earlier than this. This one is Finger Lakes. Then the Finger Lakes peaches. So you have an extended season. Oh, that's my doggy right there. How's my girl? How's my girl? You got in my plums. All right, so this plum, okay, we got 2 plum trees here. If I can find the tag. Oh, it's way inside over there. So I can see the tag. It's way back there. I cannot get it because I got the fence there. So this plum tree here has been on the ground for 25 years, and it's the most aromatic plum I ever seen. And it's super sweet and delicious. But we don't know the name, because when I planted 25 years ago, well, I didn't keep no tags. This one here, Star Crimson, something like that. I can't remember the name. Very bad. Very bad. But, okay. Yeah, there is another tag back there, but I cannot access to it. And now this one is another pear tree. And as you see, we have a few pears. They're hard to pick up because they're very little right now, but you can see right there, it's producing quite well. And let's see. Yes, quite a bit of pears. So I sprayed these earlier because there was an infestation of caterpillars trying to get my fruit. All right, so there we go. We found the tag. This is called Kaffir pear. So these pears are very hard. Even when they are ripe, ready to get rot, they're still hard. So, so we got this pear tree, and right next to it, like I said, you gotta have variety for cross-pollination. I just planted this pear, and this one is called Oriental pear. This is not the Asian pear, you know. This is called Oriental pear. What kind of fruit it is? We don't know. We have a picture over here on the tag. There you go. But we'll see the characteristics of it. We don't know. These are the boxes where I used to have bees, but since I became highly allergic to bee sting, I have to get rid of them. So, still got the boxes though. And over here we got a baby popoa. This popoa has been on the ground for 1 year. And this one is a KSU Atwood popoa. And then we have another one over here. And if we can find the tag, I hear it. Oh, there we go. See, that's why you gotta put tags. This is a Pennsylvania Golden Pawpaw. So that's another pawpaw right here. See it? See, sometimes it's hard to see when you have. Oh, by the way, I don't know if you can tell, but I got chicken wire mesh to protect this plant from the rabbit or the deer. Because even though they might not eat the whole thing, they'll chew it out, and then they mess up your plant. So this is called a sunflower. This is a pawpaw. Don't think it's a sunflower for real. And over here we have my peach tree, which is about 20 plus years old. Then we have a seedling here, very productive peach. But this year we're gonna have a very slim production of peaches due to the late frost that we had this year. But still we're gonna get some. And this is where my garden, well, my peppers gardening and butternut squash goes in this area here. And we'll see what happened. So now here, I got an enclosure there. Now, this is another type of peach. Very big and very delicious. This here is a apple tree. These are called a spy apple. This is a very large apple. And we have few little apples this year. We'll see how well they do. Because as you can see the holes in the leaves? Well, I had to spray it because there were too many caterpillars all over the place this year. So this one here is a nectarine tree. You can see the fruit right there. It's looking pretty good. It's not bitten. I think I did well with the spray, but again, because of the frost, we are not going to get too much fruit this year. So, all right, so we're going to go along here. And we're going to go to the back here. This is another kaffir pear, and this is another spy apple. So 2 spy apple. Remember, this one here is over in the ground for like 20 years. So I did not get different varieties of apples over here. I got them in a different place. And this one here is another kaffir pear. And this one, again, frost killed a lot of the flowers. We're still gonna get some, but it's not gonna be a bumper crop. You can see this, quite a bit of a little apple, but that's why you have to have, if you can, you have more than one apple, more than one pear, different varieties. That way you get, if you one that doesn't produce, well, you get somewhere else. And what we got here, I showed you the structure here. This is a gazebo structure, and I have 4 in each corner. I got 1 peach. In 2 corners I got the same variety, which is the Jenny. It's a fussy leaf peach. Sound like a sandpaper kind of, but again, this all got burned up, but they're coming back to life, as you can see. So they are gonna restart themselves again. So those were the Jenny. This one here in the corner is called the Anna Hardy Kiwi, and that one had a couple of fruit last year. And this one here is called the Neater. See if I can get the name so you guys can see it. Neater Hardy Kiwi. And this one was having a lot of flowers this year, and I think they all got burned up. So it's very likely we're not gonna get any kiwis from this pergola this year, but they'll keep on growing. So what I want to show you is one of my early videos. I showed you my surviving kiwis, and here they are. See, they're about 3.5 feet tall, and they are coming to life, even though they got hit with the frost. Look how well they're doing. Look at that. See all that burn damage? But that's okay. These babies are recuperating. All that wood is green, which hasn't happened. The previous year, last year, I got burned up the plant. But the highest it got, it was like down here. Like 2 feet tall, 2.5 feet tall. I think it was the tallest. So this year we're almost 4 feet. And that's because that's how high I cover it. So I learned my new method, and that's what I'm going to apply next year, and they're going to do beautiful. This one here is a brown turkey fig, and this one here is a Chicago Hardy. So you see, they are both doing beautiful. Those are in ground, those stay there year round. With my new covering method, they're going to be doing just fine. Also, what I want to show you here is you are in a road. This road here is called Figure Road, and it's all kinds of figs in here. And as you can see, it's already producing. Look at that fig. This is a Olympian fig. I bought this one last year, and it produced last year. And all these babies I also bought last year, but these are new plants, so they just gonna be doing some growing this year. I doubt I'll get some fruit from those little ones, but this one here, this is an Italian ever-bearing fig. Go to the side. It's an Italian ever-bearing. This one produced last year another 12 or so figs, and they were good. So this here is where I plant my tomatoes, and because of the cold that was last week, it's not planted yet, and I've been so busy because I have to work too. And back there, that's where I'm building my root salad, back there. And the greenhouse is going to go on top of it. So maybe I should name the varieties of fig. That way we keep a record. So like I said, the Olympian fig, and they all have a tag, so I just have to get low to find it. This is a LSU Gold, and this one here, my goodness, all this dirt. And that's another LSU Gold. This other one is a yellow long neck. And by the way, these plants are all in grow bags, which they have their holes made so the roots will stick out and find the nutrients that they need to produce right on the ground. I'll just water them as they need to, but they are on the ground, so they should have the access to their own food. So, okay, so this one here is another LSU Gold flat fruit. So this is an LSU Gold, but this is going to be a flat fruit. All right, and this one here. So, like I said, make your tags, otherwise you never forget what they are. This one is a black mission fig. A nice bushy plants. Remember guys, I bought these plants last year, and when they came, they were barely 5 to 6 inches, like what I got from here to here. That's how big they were. They were no bigger than that. And this one here, it's a rare giant unknown. So that's supposed to be a very large fig. But these are all from cuttings that I've been growing in-house all through the winter. So this one here is another rare giant unknown. And you see how healthy it started to come out. They only been on the ground for 6 days, 6 to 7 days the most. And I planted after the frost, and when I saw the forecast that the temperature was going to be above 40 degrees Fahrenheit, so I put them in the ground. So those, let's see, and they get all dirty here. Oops, sorry about that. They get all dirty with the dirt. That's another rare giant unknown. So all these three here, they're all the same variety. And see if we find them. Let's go. Oh my goodness. This one here is a Cadora fig. Yeah, like I said, guys, these little plants, they're from last year. They were babies. Look how big they are. They're like a foot or taller than a foot long. So they are just progressing. This one is a Shia fig. It's a yellow fig, I believe. And this one, yeah. This is a large fig magnolia. And look how small they are. They're just cuttings that I grew up. And this one is a brown turkey. All right, so and over here we got another 8 more plants here on the ground. And these are just the figs, okay? But anyhow, one of these days I'll make another video, because otherwise the video is going to be too long. But anyway, this is my fig road. A road of fig here. And then we're going to go here to my my gazebo. And we're going to see our two Arctic kiwi. This one's called Ananas Naya. And this one is the Ken's Red Hardy Fig. So as you can tell, up on the top, and that frost got all burned up, but she's gonna start. You see the buds already? They're already shooting a little bit. See it right there? They got a little growth coming out, because I'm gonna wrap that baby all the way up here. So all this pergola is gonna be covered by my Arctic kiwis, and then all this up here is the my older Arctic kiwis. This one has been on the ground for 9 years, and they will produce this year. You know, you can see some flower buds right there. See if I can find it. Let's see. Yep, there they are. They're hard to see for me because I'm in the sun. So, but yeah, there's gonna be a few flower buds here and there. They haven't opened up yet, so I probably have another week to do. So that's 4 different types of Arctic kiwis there, and then we have the other 2 on the corner. So that's 6 plus the other 4 over there. That makes it 10 Arctic kiwi plants, different varieties. And then we're gonna start on this corner here. Actually, before I move to that corner, so I'll show you more here. This one here, it's been on the ground for a whole month, and this is a Japanese. Where did that go? There you go. This is all organic material that I put in here. This is the Iki K Jiro Asian persimmon. And this is supposed to be good for some 6, although they said it is. I had experience before with the Jiro that had died on me because of the cold. So this coming winter, I'm going to cover this plant completely, almost like I'm going to do with my my figs, because I want that plant to succeed in this zone, because this is a zone where they either make it or die, because the cold here is very intense. All right, so this here is just an ornamental banana. We know we're not going to grow any rack of bananas over here, and I don't know if you can tell here, but this is my guava tree that also got cooked. Here you hear that crunchy sound, but it's still nice and alive. This is about 3 feet tall. See it right here? It's just in a pot. And what we also have a few pomegranates in little pots. And this one, this is a seedling of a sunflower pawpaw. And the reason why I got this sunflower here, you see it here, it still has a tag, but that's just the top part of it died because we have an infestation of gypsy moth caterpillar. And I put something to the plant to protect from the caterpillars, and I killed the plant. So the root stock start growing, and this is what we got. So this is another pawpaw. These are my feijoa guavas, which I put. And this one was in ground, and you keep them burning up. So I dug it up, and she's starting to grow again. That right there, the tip of my finger, that is a new that plant growing in the pot. And this other one is another feijoa, which was in the basement. And that other one, so those. Okay, so I gotta show you something positive, right? So this is my prolific pawpaw, and as you know, the repeating theme is the frost that we have in the last week of May. But not all the flower buds fell off. As you see here, we have a little bunch of pawpaws right there. It has 8 pawpaws from a single flower. Then we have another bunch there with 3 pawpaws. So we're gonna have some pawpaws. I mean, this is a little plant, and I wasn't planning to leave all the flowers because it had close to 100 flowers. So, but as you can see here, we still got some more pawpaws down here. So there's gonna be some pawpaw. And this is a little tree. This tree is barely 5 feet tall. And these are our other guavas. You see how the guavas start to grow already? There's another. These are the pink guavas. So, all right. So we're going from that area there. Now we're gonna go to this area here, which is a flower plant. This one here is a candy heart pluary. This is a hybrid plant of plum and cherry together. And this other here right next to it, again for cross-pollination, this is a Dapple Supreme Pluot. So it's a hybrid plant. It's gonna be the fruit looks like a plum, but it's very crunchy. When you bite into it, you hear the pop, and then the fruit is very juicy and delicious. And so over here we have another fruit tree, and this one is another jujube tree. And this is a totally different variety. This was called the Chancy Lee jujube. I don't know if you can see it there because the sun. There you go. It's called the Chancy Lee jujube, and this one has been on the ground. This is it's going on 2 years, and you see it's starting to grow again because the frost burned up the tips. But she's doing okay. And I had its companion, which is right here. Let me change around. This one here is a black sea jujube, and since the frost hit the little growing branch right there, I didn't see no more greenery coming out. I hope it didn't kill my plant. But these plants are very hardy to this cold temperature, and she was doing fine until the late frost. Now this is another pawpaw, and these are runners of a 4141 that I had. 2441, that's the name of the plant. Yeah, I get the tag so you can see what I'm talking about. Oh, 2440. That's the name of that pawpaw plant. And that one died back because I put chicken manure, but then the runners came out. They were doing okay, but the frost, again, it's damaged. And this is another runner pawpaw, the same, 2440 pawpaw. This one here is a Japanese plum, and this one I really cut quite a bit off the top because it was getting too tall. This is a standard yellow Japanese plum. Delicious, very sweet and juicy. But the frost did its damage. This thing was loaded with fruitlets. And as you can see here, I'll show you the fruit. See over here, the fruit is dark. Look, it's falling off. Look at that. So it get all wrinkly and falling off. They're all dead. It was hundreds of it. And there's not much left on the plant. I think they're all dying off here. They're all falling off. Look, they look like little burnt-out coffee beans. That's what they look like now. Well, I see one green plum. There might be a few left. So this is the last plum here. Actually, no, there's one more over there. This is my seedling pawpaw that I just planted 3 years ago. It had its flowers for the first time, but the flower fell off even before that frost. They had already fall off. So, but they'll do okay. They'll just establish themselves. This is a Asian pear. It's called the Hasubi, and this one is very prolific. It produces tons of fruit, as you can see right there. Lots of fruit on its branches now. The good thing about pears is that they are so hardy that the branches hardly ever break. But you see the fruits are coming all over the place. And this one is the giant. This is another plant, by the way. This is the giant Asian pear, and you can see the differences in sizes, how they are sizing up already, this fruit. So this is the giant Asian pear. So see, one side by side, so you can get the cross-pollination. All right, so we're moving along, So we already saw the Japanese plum, and now I'm going to show you another Asian persimmon, same age as the other one. I bought it a month ago, and this one the frost didn't bother it. This is a Hachiya Asian persimmon. This one is about 3.5 feet tall, and it's doing pretty well. Look, it's branching out very nicely. But again, we'll protect that one in the winter time because we don't want no more losses. And this one is a Burbank elephant heart, and this is a dwarf plum. It had tons of flowers, but you know what happened. So over here, this is a miniature, not a miniature, this is a dwarf donut peach. And what I want you to see is how this peach really looks like a donut. If you look at the fruit right there, it's nice and flat. Hope you can see it well. See, nice and flat. So this plant here is called Saturn peach, and it's a dwarf. And this one came from Assad Brothers. So this one is only 5.5 feet tall, but look how bushy and beautiful she's getting. She's doing very well in the soil. She's been on the ground for 3 years, 3.5 years, which is beautiful. So this one back here is a busk pear. This is a European pear. It's called busk. This one here is another flat peach, but it's a standard. And this thing grows like crazy. Like I'll cut it down to 4 feet, and then it'll grow all that much, like 7 or 8 feet. So this tree is not good for my yard because I can't be climbing up there to get in my peaches. This is gonna be, she was only left here in the ground so I can do, so it will do a good cross-pollination for my Saturn peach. But this one's also another flat peach, but it's just, again, you know, I'll show you what it is. As you can see it, Lab peach, wonderful. See the SD on the left of my finger? That means it's standard. I mean, this one grows like there's a race to reach the sky. So if you buy a standard peach, you're gonna have to get a few ladders to climb to get your fruit. So this one here is an American persimmon. Moving on, it's an American persimmon, and I'll show you why this one doesn't get affected much, because even though the frost hit it and killed a lot of the branches, I already removed the tips that were broken. I mean, and burned up. But if you see at the base of it, almost at the base of the leaves, you see the little flower buds coming up, and they'll do that with all the new branches. So even though they got burned, they're still going to replenish themselves with more fruit flowers. So this one, I'm happy that I got different varieties of persimmons because of this condition. Although these are American persimmon, they are astringent, and this one is the variety. It's called Yates American Persimmon. So these are grafted plants. So this one is going to produce, and let's see what happened. Now this one here is another pear. It's not an Asian pear. This one is called Starkling Delicious. This one here, and as you see, I got the branch all tied down. You see it all tied down, and that's what you do to your trees. You shape it the way you want it. If you want it to be 100 feet, you just let it go, because pear love to grow straight up. But if you bend them over, you tie them down for 1 or 2 years, and they'll just stay down. And you don't have to climb to get your fruit. See, this one got loose, but I'll bring it back down. You see the shape? Even though she's loose, she's still hanging down because that's the shape that I want. So what I want you to see here is, these are my Asian persimmons that I put in a year ago. This is a year old, and they were up to here. They were like 3 feet tall, and they died back all the way to the ground. So now you see the new growth coming, and I know it is the original plant, but you know, so I have to remove this chicken wire to free all the new shoots that are coming out. But this one is called Meikawa Jiro Asian Persimmon. So next winter, this is going to be covered quite well, so as to help them survive. And here I have another one, and this one is already growing, but this one is a hybrid. This is a hybrid of a Japanese persimmon. This one is called Nikita's Gift, and it's an American persimmon, but it's a hybrid with a Japanese persimmon. It's a larger fruit of an American persimmon, but obviously it is not. It is an astringent fruit, but it's a bigger fruit than an American persimmon. And this one here is a Jiro persimmon, which this one was my tallest one. It's almost 4 feet tall. But this is the Jiro Fuyu. But I don't see new shoots coming out, so I have to determine if it's dead or not. So those are all my Japanese persimmon. Now we're moving along. This one here is a giant cherry, and it had quite a bit of flowers, but we're not gonna get no cherry this year, and we know the reason. And this one is about at its most is about 8 feet, but those branches are going to come down. They're going to be tied down like this one are. See how they are? So they'll stay short, so I can reach my fruit. Now over here, these are my NC1 pawpaws, the ones that I got my most of my runners from, and from this one here, which is my mango pawpaw. And as an experiment, I let the the flies that do the cross pollination, to do the cross pollination between these two, because they're close enough, and this year they both have a lot of flowers. But unfortunately, my production is not going to be as prolific as last year. These two didn't have too many. They only had like 20 plus, 23, I believe, 23 fruit between the two of them. And this year, they probably would have 100 easily. But frost did kill quite the amount of little fruitlets that were already on the plant, because their fruitlets, they were very tender and they got burned up. But there might be some papaws, but they're still too little. I cannot see them right now. But this mango papaw has a few survivors. You can see the burned up leaflets over here where the little fruit used to be. But you see, there are some papaws in this one, in the mango papaw. But this one, fortunately, I'm gonna get some, not a lot. And then I see way up there some fruit. I can see a lot more fruit. I'm gonna bring the camera all the way up. Hopefully you can see it right there. Yes, there are a few papaws left. There's gonna be some in the mango papaw, but my NC one, it have to be determined. So over here, I have an apple tree, and flowers were there, but there's gonna be no apple. Same with this other apple tree. And that's how it goes. Sometimes you get a lot, sometimes you don't. But if you don't get one side, you're getting another. So this one here, I just put this one in the ground. Well, a month ago, when I put in the two persimmons, and this is called Puget Gold Apricot. This one came from Burn Ridge. It was a bare root, and you can see was already 4.5 feet tall, almost 5 feet tall, and she's just growing quite well. That cold didn't bother it. That's my other cherry tree. You see all the ties and stuff, but again, we're not gonna get any cherries this year. And then come this way. This is a native plum, and it had a lot of flowers. We're not plum this year. And that one's been on the ground for 3 years. It's third year on the ground. This one here is another apricot. This is called the Sweetheart Apricot. And this one's been on the ground for 2 years. Oh, these roosters are making a party. And this one here is a peach. It's called Reliance. I put that one in the ground last year. So this one has been on the ground for 1 year. And it's growing beautiful. It was only a little stick up to here. Look at that, it's already grown like 2 feet. So that one's doing pretty well. This one is my other American persimmon, and this one is called Early Golden Persimmon. And this one had, it's a young tree. Last year was his first year second year that it produced. It's only been on the ground for a year and a half, but it was the second time that it produced last year. So this would have been his third time. But as you see, it got quite burnt from that frost. Still looking bad. He'll make a comeback, but the fruits, I doubt it. The new shoots, see? Look at that. Those old, but tender new young shoots coming out. Who knows if I get new growth on it. I think I will, but I don't know if there's going to be any flowers. If there is flowers, they're going to be later than what they normally are. This is another, this is a Gala apple or Gala apple. some raspberries. This is another American persimmon, and this might be growing some new shoots, as you can see there. And you can see right there, there's a lot of shoots already start to develop, and it was only maybe 10 days ago that we had that frost, and we'll see. It's hard to tell if they're going to produce flower buds right off the back on the new growth that is, because if you see everywhere, you see little nodes coming up. You see that was a little flower right there, but you see little nodes already pushing out. So I keep my fingers crossed that I'll have flower on it, and they'll have some fruit. Let me see. All right, so we have a branch over here. I think this is the only branch that has flowers on it. I mean flower buds. You can see right there. And this is this part here for some reason didn't get hit. The back side of the tree didn't get hit as much as the front. See how the front is still all hit? And this back side of it, look at that, escaped. We're gonna have a few persimmons on this side. So not everything is lost. So I mean, look at that. It's still there, but it's still making it. So there you go. This one is a young pawpaw tree. But that one is a baby. It didn't have anything. And this other pawpaw, it was loaded to the rim with flowers. And well, oh yeah, well, there you go. I just found a pawpaw right there. You can see it. It's a little pawpaw with 3 pawpaws. Little flower bunch right there with 3 pawpaws. So you see, I'm gonna be getting some pawpaws somewhere in this plant. See, there's one. No, that's already gone. So we'll see. We have some flower buds up there that they might give me some pawpaws. And this one had a few flowers, but they were, first time they usually fall off. They don't produce anything, but after that frost, well, I doubt we are gonna get anything out of this one. But so look at that. There's even one flower right there. So I don't know. It's not gonna get cross pollination from nowhere because there's no more flowers. But that's the way it goes. So over here, I failed to mention my last tree. And as you can see right here, this is a chestnut. This chestnut has been on the ground for 15 years. And last year was the first time that I got some chestnuts out of it. So do your research when you buy plants. Make sure you buy them grafted. Because if you buy a seedling, which at that time when I bought it, I was not paying much attention. But that's all they had, seedlings, so I bought it. And they just take way too long. I'm telling you, I've been here a long time, but that one has been on the ground for 15 years. So, and that will conclude my fruit forest tour. All right, so from Patio Frutal, like, share, subscribe, and I hope you plant something and have a good evening.